Amir Khan did this interview on Sky Sports earlier on today, and he basically confirmed the rumor, which has been going around over the past few days, actually had some validity to it. And the rumor was that preliminary negotiations have begun between Amir Khan's management team and Kell Brook's management team for a fight between the pair, probably in early 2019. Khan said in this interview that it has to be at 147 and there has to be a £10 rehydration clause or rehydration limit. People have asked me, how do I feel about this? Because a lot of people out there are very critical of Khan asking for this rehydration limit. I got no problem with it. It's a non-title fight. So Khan is not asking for any rules here which don't comply with a particular sanctioning body, because there is no sanctioning body or no world title sanctioning body. There's going to be the British Board of Boxing Control, obviously, who'll sanction the fight in the UK, but it's not for a world title. So it's take it or leave it. You know, one of the things I really don't like is when people have catchweight fights for titles, because that means that you're not actually fighting at the weight limit that title is for. So if it's supposed to be a light middleweight title, the limit is 154, and you're making your opponent come in at 151, 152, how can you call that a light middleweight title fight? You know, I've got a problem with something like that, but a rehydration clause is a different thing anyway. Rehydration clause, there isn't necessarily a weight limit, an artificially low weight limit attached to it. You know, so let's say it's a 154, you both come in at 154, but there's a rehydration limit of £10. You can't be more than 164 in a night. Now, the IBF, as you know, have got a £10 rehydration limit anyway. And Kell Brook was IBF champion at welterweight for several years. So he's used to that rehydration limit on the day of the fight. He's been doing that for years. Obviously, he's moved up since then. And Eddie Hearn's very concerned about him coming down in weight and all this kind of stuff. But for the right fight, he said Kell Brook would come down to 147 again. And this here is the right fight. So I don't have any issue with a rehydration limit. At the end of the day, Amir Khan is a smaller man than Kell Brook. Amir Khan turned professional at 135 pounds. A lightweight. He's a smaller guy than Kell Brook. That's a fact. Kell Brook has been a career welterweight and now he's moved up to 154. So you got a bigger man who wants this fight with a smaller man. The smaller man doesn't want the guy coming into the ring close to 170 pounds. Yeah? Again, it's a non-title fight, so Khan's not doing anything. He's not making any stipulations that would contradict the rules of any particular sanctioning body or world title sanctioning body, because there is no world title here. So, you know, no issue with Khan requesting a rehydration limit. I think that's perfectly reasonable when you're going up against a bigger man. I actually think a catch weight is worse than a rehydration limit. Yeah? Because at the end of the day, if you're fighting in a certain weight division, particularly, as I say, if it's a catch weight for a world title, because if you're fighting in a certain weight division, why are you making the other guy come in lighter than that division limit? How can you say you're fighting in that weight division then? Whereas when it's a rehydration clause, it's like, okay, this fight is a welterweight. It truly is. Just don't come in the ring as a flipping super middleweight. You know, I don't think that's such an unreasonable request. Now, obviously, it wouldn't be super middleweight anyway. It would be close to middleweight if Kell Brook was over 157 pounds. Right, that'd be middleweight. Middleweight limit is 160. And Kell Brook, I would imagine, for most of his welterweight fights, he was coming in the ring at least 160, maybe more. 165, something like that. Khan wants to make sure that don't... Actually, what am I talking about? Kell Brook obviously wasn't doing that because there was a 10 pound rehydration limit. Well, actually, maybe he was, because on the night of the fight, he could have rehydrated even more. Okay. And that might be a bone of contention, actually, is when they're going to have the rehydration weigh-in. Are they going to have it on the morning of the fight, or are they going to have it closer to when Kell Brook steps in the ring? You know, that could be a bone of contention right there. But if it's in the morning of the fight and Kell Brook weighs in no more than 10 pounds over the welterweight limit, by the time he gets in the ring, he can still be pretty big. And I'm sure he was doing that when he was welterweight champion. After the morning weigh-in on the day of the fight for the rehydration limit, after that, he's eating and he's hydrating and he's putting a lot of weight on. You know, probably puts at least, I would imagine, another 3-4 pounds on after the morning rehydration weigh-in. So, yeah, I hope the fight gets made. It's a fight that the British fans have been waiting for a long time. And if a rehydration limit is what it takes, then so be it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out.
Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.